Hey, everybody. If you're watching this in the U.S. History After School playlist, we just heard from William Jennings Bryan in his famous Cross of Gold speech. You shall not crucify mankind on a cross of gold, where the populist Bryan is expressing the sentiment that the gold standard is harmful for as particularly farmers and for working class people. Earlier in the playlist, I'm no economist, so I've never had more than $50, I don't think. But earlier in the playlist, we heard from Mr. Beat as he explained to us what the gold standard was and gave us a history of the gold standard that moves beyond our own era, because this sequence of videos, this current sequence of videos, is part of the lesson on Gilded Age politics. I just want to take a couple minutes and try to explain simply in a non-economist's way why the gold standard mattered. Why? Because this is going to come up in the next several lessons. We'll hear from populists and others trying to appeal to the common people. And there's always controversy over the gold standard, and usually a desire to get rid of the gold standard if you want to appease or appeal to common people. Why is that? What is it about the gold standard that is troubling to many of the working class people and farmers? Well, imagine I've got a pizza with 6 slices of pizza, and I'm sharing this pizza with 6 people. The gold standard is like pizza in this way: 6 people, 6 slices of pizza. Everybody knows exactly how much pizza they're going to get. What happens when a 7th person comes into the room? Either everybody gets less pizza, or one person doesn't get pizza. In this scenario, I don't have a pizza oven behind me, so 6 slices of pizza is all the pizza that there is. If 20 people come in, everybody gets much less pizza, or 14 people don't get pizza. Pizza is what we call a zero-sum game. A zero-sum game. Anybody's gain is somebody else's loss. The more pizza I get, the less pizza there is for you. With the gold standard, hang on, let me dig into my fat social studies Skrilla. It's all about the Georges, baby. Under the gold standard, for every dollar in circulation, there is a dollar's worth of gold held in reserve by the federal government. And one could go and exchange the dollar bill for a dollar's worth of gold, or a $1,000 bill with Grover Cleveland's face on it for $1,000 worth of gold. The benefit to that is gold is stable. It doesn't have any inherent value. Now, we only treat gold as valuable because it's shiny and because the people that came before us treated gold as valuable. However, there's little chance of people no longer valuing gold. So with the gold standard, every dollar is backed up by a dollar's worth of gold, and the foundation of the economy is more stable. It's literally rock solid. It's built on a rock foundation because gold is a rock, just a shiny one. That's why it's valuable. If I am a person of great wealth, like the business tycoons of the industrial age and the Gilded Age, and I have $1 billion, that's less money for everybody else. There is only X amount of gold. Unless I've got the nuclear furnace, which is the heart of a dying star, where all the elements other than helium and hydrogen were formed, I'm not making any more gold. The more gold I have, the less gold there is for you, which means the more money I have, the less money there is for you. So a distribution of wealth under the gold standard is a much more pressing moral, ethical, economic question. Under the gold standard, there's only so much money to go around. if we, oops, I just dropped my life savings. If we get rid of the gold standard completely, which we have, now, instead of this dollar bill being backed by a dollar's worth of gold, it's backed by the fact that we as a nation have all agreed to pretend that it has value. It's the value of money is entirely imaginary. If I have extra steak and you have extra orange juice, and I give you a steak and you give me the orange juice, well, then that has inherent value. Now, without the gold standard, the dollar has no value except the value that we have all agreed to pretend that it has. The disadvantage is that now that stable rock foundation of the economy is turned into vapor. I work in high school. There's a lot of vapor going around in the hallways these days. The foundation turns into vapor. The benefit, the potential benefit, is that now there's no limit to how much money there can be. Without the gold standard, money is not like pizza, it's like knowledge. If I give you my knowledge, I don't have much of it, but I know that the Vietnamese currency is called the dong. So I just gave you that knowledge. I gave you the knowledge that the currency of Vietnam is the dong. I don't have any less knowledge because I've given you some. It's not a zero-sum game. So the potential benefit is that the working class, the working poor, farmers, laborers can now generate more wealth without taking it away from, let me say that in reverse, that the super wealthy can hoard their wealth, and that doesn't mean there's no more wealth for anybody else, because money is not like pizza. Money is like knowledge without the gold standard. In the Gilded Age that we're talking about in this lesson, they're not even seeking to get rid of the gold standard. Brian is just advocating for bimetallism, for there being a gold and silver standard. So he's not arguing for the potentially limitless amount of money that can be in circulation now. He's just arguing to add a metal to the pot. You add silver to the gold reserves, and that makes more money to go around, not the potentially infinite money to go around, which is also of potentially infinite lack of value should we lose confidence in it. Okay, I imagine I have successfully made this even more confusing. This video will probably not become the gold standard in lessons on economics, but there you have it. The lesson on the Gilded Age politics continues.